Hey everybody, I know I said I'd do an update on the Blueberry project a week or two ago now, but things just get in the way. Playing with my new GoPro and my new downloaded app on my Galaxy S3 to control the camera. I'm not really that technical, but we're going to see how it works here. I want to do a quick follow-up with the chassis. Got the body setting on it for the final time. It's getting ready to bolt down, and I just wanted to go over a couple of stumbling blocks that we all run into when we're building these cars and share this information in hopes that maybe it'll help one of you guys. Alright? I purchased empty wheel adapters from a guy in Alabama, and I'm not offending young children, but they looked like they were made by somebody 6 or 7 years old. They were just terrible quality. I called him and he said that's what you're going to get. He was gracious enough to give me a refund. I ordered from another vendor and he was exactly right. So anyway, I used the second set, and I bolted up the first weld wheel on it. The thing about the weld wheels is they're thick. That's the reach on the stud on a weld wheel. The rule of thumb is you want about 1.5 times your fastener length for thread. And it was close, but I really wanted a little bit more, so I did a little bit of research and I found that this Dorman 610-259, typical Chevrolet wheel stud for 30 years, would pull up into the adapter and gave me a lot more thread length. I was happy with that. Next problem. I couldn't drive them into the wheel adapters and keep it straight. So I went up the street to my buddy neighbor Dave. I borrowed a stock Chevy wheel that uses this conical lug nut, and I pushed the studs through the back of the adapter, and just with the crisscross pattern, I pulled them up into place using these conical nuts on a stock steel wheel, and I got all 5 of them to be straight. Excuse me. And that worked. That worked real well. An issue that I touched on in the last video, this Gia front end, disc brake front end axle assembly, if you will, someone welded adjusters in, and the top adjustment on the welder, on the adapters, excuse me, were not high enough to suit me. I wanted the front end up a little bit more. And this will work whether you want it lower or higher, but in this case I needed it up off the ground a little bit more. They got a slotted pattern. This is the threaded hole for the bolt, and you basically raise it up and down and clamp it from there and adjust your height. All I did was get my die grinder out. I raised this hole up to the top of the slot, and I was very careful about working that hole or that slot a little bit deeper, all the while moving the adjusting collar on the inside so I wouldn't screw up the threads. It worked great. So I know most of the time people are lowering these things, but in either case, all you have to do is take this, grind the slot out a little bit, and you'll get where you need to be. Okay? What else? This is a little vacuum mount on the GoPro. Like I said, I'm getting used to this camera, so I'm going to rip it off of here. Quick recap for the chassis. All new brakes, including hydraulics, lines, everything. 4 brand new tires. Shocks, all new. New steering damper. New fasteners, center caps for the weld wheels. I've already mentioned I bought the engine used. It's supposed to be rebuilt with not that many hours on it. I had it on Dee Dee's car for a couple hours, or a couple hundred miles, excuse me. Ran great, no issues. Nice 1600 dual port. It is an AE, which would make it about a 1973. Okay, on that engine you can see there's a ton of new parts on it too, and I've got new exhaust for it. I got new axles. I don't know if I mentioned that. Mid-America Dune Buggy carpet kit, 99 bucks. I think it's a good value. I've got that in. The gas tank is a 62 to 67, so it has the mechanical gauge. Nice and simple. I don't know what year that bezel is, but I had it on the shelf and I cleaned it up, restored it, zeroed it. I'll use all of the indicator lights in it just like the original Volkswagen. What I've been using for headlight switches is actually a marine switch made by Marpac. You pull it out once, you got bow lights. Okay? And anchor light. You pull it out again, you have running lights. So what I do is I hook up the first position. The bow lights are my tail lights and all my dash indicator lights. And dim. Pull it out again, you got bright. All those lights stay on. The bow light's always on. So nice 2-position switch, 12 bucks. Chrome plated brass, high quality, and makes a real good Dune Buggy headlight switch. I got this idea from my buddy Dale Thomas over in Merritt Island. He's actually a Dune Buggy builder over there. He was contracted to build this car for another customer, and they bailed and told him to liquidate the assets and get whatever he could. So he was busy enough that I bought this car off of him, and I'm completing it. But he shared this idea with me. It's a fuel door. This one happens to be off of a 2002 and up Dodge 1500 pickup. But I really like it. You know, spring loaded, and you have direct access to the fuel neck. Of course, I had to move it there. I had to put it there, but this makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to try to be exact in centering it and use a 2-inch piece of rubber hose to get it connected. I just really liked it. I thought that was a great idea. Thanks, Dale. I appreciate it. Headlights. Don't ask me why. This set comes with a washer that is a lot larger than the bell. I don't like that. I tried this one without it. I don't like the idea of that bell going down on that boss for that headlight and pinching that gel coat. So I'm going to find a thick fender washer that's exactly that diameter. I'm going to use it. New Berrien body, side pods, new windshield, new roll bar, and I think that's it. I'm getting really close here. I'm hoping to have it running by the weekend. You know how those things go. But anyway, that's where I'm at with it. This one will be for resale. And the next video that I post, I suspect, will be when the car is completed and maybe even doing a road test. It's Dune Buggy weather down here in South Florida. There's Thomas. You can see he's taking it hard. Poor guy. 85 degrees today, but I just got home from work a little bit early. Dee Dee will be here in a little bit. But it's certainly Dune Buggy weather. It's sunny and beautiful outside, and if we wanted to go cruise, we could. So, not to rub it in with all you northern folk, but, you know, I am a realtor in South Florida, so I could surely put you in a lot nicer climate. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for your interest. The next round, I hope, will be the last round on this buggy, and it could be yours. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for your interest.